hopefully nothing just broke. Aside from books and the occasional like thrift trip, it has been like a hot minute since I've purchased anything frivolous. But recently I was like scrolling through Instagram. I was kind of like drawn in by all of the ads. I always see the coolest stuff on Instagram ads, but I never purchased any of it. That has ended. I did some Instagram ad shopping and I'm curious to see if these things are actually like worth the money. Let's get into these packages. The first thing actually that I wanted to go over is actually a tanning product. This is not one that I specifically saw at that moment in time as an Instagram ad. It's just a brand that's been in the back of my mind for a really long time because it is a self tanner, which is something that I'm interested in because my current skin tone is translucent. And this brand in particular seems to have decent reviews and it's really inexpensive, which is the main thing that drew me to it. If I remember correctly, I think this was around like $15, $16 or something, which is pretty good for the self tanner just in general, but then also this little kit came with a mitt as well. Here's what the actual self tanner looks like. Another thing that like kind of drew me to this specific brand in general as well, it has a very like 80s, 90s kind of aesthetic, which I love personally, and the names are really cute. Like this one is Love at First Tan. Love that. And this one also, interestingly, is a violet base. I've tried self tanners in the past and they had like a green base to them. And I actually was just watching a video, funny enough, the other day about the difference between green and violet based tanners. And the violet one I think is supposed to be more natural. Also, as far as the shade goes, I don't know if you can see that because of the glare, but I got the darker shade, which is 2 filled in boxes out of 5. Because I'm like so pale right now, I was kind of scared to get the super dark one. I didn't want it to look ridiculous. And I'm just kind of like hoping that's dark enough. And then again, it did come with a mitt as well. So there is our package done. But yeah, comes with this little mitt. It's soft. I've literally only ever used self tanner a handful of times in my entire life, so I don't know if this is good or bad as far as quality, but I mean, it feels nice. I'm ready to test out our self tanner. It's been a while since I did all the unboxings for all this stuff, and I don't know if self tanner goes bad, but we're here to test it out today. This is a violet, I don't even remember what I said in the unboxing, but this is a violet self tanner, which I feel like is supposed to look more natural. And I just read over the instructions and it basically just says to apply it with your mitt and then wait an hour, at least an hour, before you wash it off. But if you want it to be like extra dark, put 2 coats on and then let it sit for at least 4 hours. What I'm planning on doing today, I'm just gonna do one leg right now as kind of like a tester because I want to actually see what it looks like before and after, and I feel like the best way to do that is to literally have one leg that I have not put anything on and then one leg that I did, and kind of like just see what it looks like with what it says on the bottle, because this does say it's a 1 hour tan. I don't really know the best way to get footage for this, so I've got a little stool here. Here is my leg. I don't really know how much to use. This doesn't really look like it's doing anything as of right now. It just kind of looks gray. Definitely need more. Here's what it looks like with just the one coat for 1 hour. And as you can see, there really wasn't much of a difference. So I did go ahead and do the 2 coats and I actually slept with it overnight. And this time you could definitely see a difference. Next up, we have a couple of phone cases from Flaunt, and there's actually 2 phone case brands that seem to frequent my Instagram ads, which is obviously this one, but then also there's another one, I can't remember what it's called, but they have kind of like a wavy type of look to the phone cases. They're super cute, but I ended up going with this brand because I really liked the unique kind of like square design, but also I just kind of liked the chic kind of cool, like cool girl vibes in my personal opinion. They are pretty pricey. I think each phone case was like $40 or something like that, which I did get these during a sale, so I did get a little bit of a discount, but it was a little painful to spend the money. However, I'm justifying it to myself because I did upgrade my phone to the iPhone 16 when it came out. The one that I had before that was the iPhone 12 mini. So I had that phone for a very, very long time, and I had the exact same phone case on it for the entire time as well, because I am not someone that spends money on cell phone cases. I get one when I first get a phone, and then that's just the one that I stick to for the entire time. And I always do get ones that are like very basic, like this one, it's just a color. So with this phone, this upgrade, I decided to treat myself to, again, a couple of Flaunt cell phone cases. So let's crack these open. I am literally so excited. Here's what the packaging looks like just generally. It comes in a nice little box to keep them safe. The first one that we have is kind of like this like mother of pearl. Look at that. Is that not so stinking pretty? And that's actually another big reason why I was willing to spend the money on this one versus like other ones, because I've seen this kind of like design on a cell phone case before, but it was always just like a print of the design and not the actual like product, if that makes sense. I don't know if this is actual real mother of pearl, but it has like the actual design of mother of pearl versus just having like a printout of it, if that makes sense. Let's go ahead and put this one on our phone. This is actually the one that originally like was the one I wanted to purchase, but then I got another one because again, I had like that deal where it was like buy one, get one 40% off or something. I don't remember exactly, it was a while ago. Okay, let's get our phone in here. Does it kind of like freak anyone else out to put a new phone case on? I'm always scared it's gonna like break my phone for some reason. Please just go in. Okay, she's feeling a little tight, which is concerning me. Okay, I am struggling. Is there instructions? There's a little sticker inside of the phone case that says, "You are beautiful." Thank you. I was hoping there'd be some like instructions on how to like put this in nicely, because she ain't wanting to go in. But also I could just be, you know, being a baby about it. So that's why it's not going in, because I'm too scared to smash my phone into it. I'm actually not gonna put this one on my phone completely, because once she's on, I feel like she's just gonna be on. And this is actually not the one that I want on my phone right now. We're gonna put this one back in its little box, and I'm gonna show you the other one, and we're gonna shove that one onto my phone. Here is the other phone case that we have. It's kind of like, I think they called it like a blonde tortoiseshell or something like that. And kind of like going back to the whole like, it's actually tortoiseshell instead of it just being like a print of a tortoiseshell. I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell, but you can kind of like see like the different layers within it. Like there's a back layer and a top layer of the dark spots. So it gives more of like an actual tortoiseshell kind of vibe versus it being obviously just a printout of a design. You know what I'm saying? And this one, because my phone is black, I think will match my phone a little bit better. And this is kind of like the vibe I'm currently feeling. So we're gonna try this again. Ooh, okay. So far, I feel like she's going on so much smoother. That one went right in. It kind of feels like my phone is in like a display case or something because it's just like clear on the sides. But here's my new fancy phone. I am so excited. I feel so chic. These are so freaking cool. Money well spent. Moving on to our next package. This one is going to be so very random, and if you don't have cats, this is going to be absolutely pointless for you. I got cat litter from Happy and Polly. Happy and Polly is a cat specific brand, so they have a lot of like cat trees and bowls and watering dishes and things like that. And the thing that kind of like sets them apart from other companies is that everything that they have is literally so stinking adorable, and this litter is no exception to that. Let me go ahead and like unpackage it so you can see what I'm talking about. Literally, where did I put my scissors? Oh, here they are. Found them. Actually, I'm gonna open this one first because I did get two different packages from them, because I not only got their litter, but I got a matching litter scooper because I just could not help myself. It is crazy the amount of tape that they put on this box. It's literally just a scoop. Ooh, okay. Is this not so stinking adorable? So here's our scooper. Here is like a little scooper dish to keep your scooper in so you don't get like, you know, particles on things. This is literally so random. And now let's actually open up our litter. And the actual reason why I wanted to try this out, aside from like the super cute packaging, is because it is biodegradable / like flushable. And I love that because then I don't have to, oh shit, I accidentally cut into the bag when I was opening the box. But basically, instead of like using a bag, like a grocery plastic bag or whatever, to put the poop in and throw away into the trash, which is what I typically do, where that's kind of just gonna like stay on our planet forever, like a poop bag, disgusting. With this litter, I can just flush it down the toilet. It's gone. It's not sticking around for the rest of eternity. As far as like pricing, this is $20 for a month supply, which is what this is for one cat. I do have two cats, so I am assuming this is only gonna last me 2 weeks, which is basically double the price for what I currently pay for litter. I usually spend, I think the big old bag that I get for corn litter is like $18, and that typically lasts me about a month. So this is gonna be double the price, but if it's worth, you know, saving the planet, I think it'll be nice. But here's what our little bag looks like. Again, it's called Tofu. It's kind of like the cutest name. It says food grade tofu material, which is why it's called tofu, but also the fact that this is food grade is kind of crazy. And also good for your cats, because that's actually why I switched to corn instead of the clay. I just feel like it had to be healthier for them, you know? But also too, just like as far as like scratching into it, like I can't imagine having to like dig my nails into clay. That's literally giving me the chills. The only downside to the corn though is that it does track everywhere. Like I have little corn particles all over my freaking house, which is another reason actually that I wanted to try this out. Let me go ahead and pour some out of my little cut at the bottom here so I can show you what it looks like. I don't know why I bothered getting more than one piece because I can't really show this to you. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see this, but they're basically like little white cylinder pieces. Obviously I haven't used it yet, so I don't know how well it's gonna work as far as like smells or whatever, but it does have a very, very light, almost kind of like sweet smell, which I'm very intrigued by. Anyway, there's our litter. Let's see how well it works. Welcome to my cat's bathroom, aka this like entertainment center that we thrifted a while back. We actually like cut a hole into the side of the entertainment center and put a little cat door in it, and it's been working out really nice. It's a cute little way to kind of like hide a litter box. But anyway, back to our litter. I will say one bag, especially for 2 cats, is really not that much litter. Right away, I was not predicting that this litter was going to last very long, and I was correct. After a few days, the litter was like half the amount that I started off with. So I do kind of agree with the chart that they give you on the website. If I only had 1 cat, I do feel like it would last me about a week. So I definitely recommend getting the bucket if you have more than 1 cat. And as far as the smells go, I do feel like it did a good job at kind of like hiding the urine smells, but as far as the number 2 smells, not so much. But it is a lot less messy. With the corn litter that I use, I have to like vacuum in front of the opening to the litter box every day. With this, after a few days, there was literally only a few pieces. So all of that being said, I definitely would recommend this litter, and I would definitely purchase it again. And now last but certainly not least, we have some nail polish, and I am literally so stinking excited for this. So this is from a company called Mooncat. Nail polish is actually another thing that I get ads for quite frequently, which is very random because I don't really paint my nails that often. This brand, and specifically the Kathleen Lights, I get shown the most, and this one won me over because again, just like the branding is so cool on it. It has very much like a witchy kind of like celestial type of vibe, which I love. But also while I was like scrolling through their website, I saw that they donate to like cat rescues with like every order, I believe. I love cats. I'm definitely a cat lady. We were just talking about litter. And then also obviously the products, they had some really cool concept things. So I'm very excited to show you what is in this little box. First of all, here's what our packaging looks like. As you can see, I did get a few different things, not only like different colors, but like different types of nail polish. First off, before we get into the different nail polishes, I got a tool. Stuff like this will get me every time. Like I love that this is kind of very sword-esque, but then also the name of this is called Shapeshifter, which I thought was really fun. This is just kind of like a all black crystal nail file, which I've never used one of these before. And I'm gonna be honest, it kind of freaks me out. I feel like it's gonna be like nails on a chalkboard, but let's give her a try. Oh, it is. I mean, all nail files are kind of like that though. Ugh, I'm definitely gonna have to get used to that. Basically, I wanted to try this out because I've heard that these last like a really long time. And we do have another little tool, but I'm gonna get to that in a second. First off, let's go into a couple of these nail products. So the first couple of nail polishes that I have are actually part of their long-lasting essentials duo. We have the Speed Demon top coat. Again, love the name of that. And then we have the Getting Even nail primer. And this is actually the thing, I think out of everything, that I'm the most intrigued by. I feel like I should not be embarrassed by this, but I kind of am. But I have really deep nail ridges. I feel like this is one of the fingers that I have it the most. I've looked it up and some things say like vitamin deficiency, but I've had like my blood work done and I'm not deficient in anything. Then also I've seen that it's like from dehydration, but I feel like I drink like a normal amount of water. I don't know. So I don't know why I have these. If you do, if you're someone that knows anything about nails, let me know. But either way, the reason that I wanted to get this was because it said that it fills those in, because when I paint my nails with regular nail polish, you can still see them. The only time I don't notice them is when I do like a proper like gel manicure, but that is just like a real big pain in the butt to do personally. I did it like twice and like have not done it since. So this I'm hoping actually does fill in the nails, and I'm actually just gonna try this now because I'm so curious. And again, I've had this stuff for a little bit of time and I've been like dying to see if this actually works. Let me shake it up a little bit. I don't know if that's actually gonna do anything, but I feel like I should. I started getting the nail ridges a few years ago and they just have gotten like worse and worse over time. I can't tell right now because it's just clear basically. Like it has like a little bit of a pink tint, obviously. I mean, I can still see the ridges through it. So I don't know if it's working yet. We're gonna let this dry and then put an actual color on top and see how that goes. And then again, we have the Speed Demon top coat, which is just, you know, a regular clear top coat, which I cannot go without because again, I am very lazy when it comes to my nails. And if I'm just like sitting around waiting for things to dry, it drives me absolutely insane. But now let's get into the actual fun stuff. So we have 3 different types of nail polish. One of them I do believe is just like a regular nail polish, but then the other 2 are kind of like more special ones. So we have a magnetic one, which I'm so intrigued to see, which is also this little tool. It's like a little magnet to like move the stuff inside of the nail polish around. Then I also got a like temperature color changing one, so like it changes color with the temperature. I feel like that was a weird way to say that. This first one that I have is called Devil's Ivy. This is what it looks like in the bottle, but it's got this like really cool toned sage kind of color and silver glitter. I am definitely like a silver jewelry type of person. Does it move? It does. It's not like the most dramatic thing, but you can definitely see some movement. Is that not the coolest? And then we have Midnight Drive. The color is kind of separating, so I do need to shake it, but here's what Midnight Drive looks like. Again, I very much love kind of like an 80s type of aesthetic, and this color just like screams 80s to me for some reason. So there's that one. Actually, this is kind of dry. I'm gonna do one more coat of this ridge filling nail polish because I feel like one doesn't seem like enough. I don't know how thick I should be with this. It makes sense to me to be a little thicker, a little heavier handed to like really fill in the ridges. Once this is dry, I think I'm gonna do a coat of this on there to see if it gives me a nice smooth nail. I'm really hoping it does. Again, I know I shouldn't be embarrassed because like what am I supposed to do about it? And probably no one even notices, but I notice it and it just really bothers me. So I'm hoping that does actually smooth it out. Anyway, while our second coat is drying, let's look up Dark Omens, which is obviously our color changing one. This is basically either black or like a really, really dark purple that turns into a lighter kind of lilac-y type of purple. Here's what Dark Omens looks like. It definitely is kind of more of a dark purpley kind of color versus like an actual black. And I can't really test this out until the actual like tester part of this, which we're gonna do in a second. But before we do that, I do wanna like finish this process. So let's do a little light coat on our ridge filler. This is such a pretty color. This is gonna be like the shittiest painted nail on the planet. I'm like so shaky. Obviously, when I'm painting my nails normally, I'm not holding my hand in the air. Oh my God, I think it worked, you guys. This is literally life-changing. It worked. Oh my God, it worked. You guys, it worked. Again, I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell at all, but like, there's no sign of a ridge. I could literally cry right now. I'm so excited. This isn't like the biggest insecurity in the world for me, but like, it is definitely something that I see every day, you know what I mean? And this is literally blowing my mind. I'm so excited. Okay, we officially know that the Getting Even nail primer does indeed work. Let's see how everything else performs. And let's go ahead and actually start off with the Dark Omens. One thing I will say about these nail polishes so far is, I mean, this is only like the second one that I've used, but they don't really like streak very much, so I do appreciate that. This is such like a weird color. It's kind of like a gray purpley kind of color. I just painted this one, so it's a little dark, but this one's kind of been drying for a second and I feel like it's already kind of changing. I went and grabbed a little ramekin with some ice water in it, and then I also do have my hair dryer as well, so we're going to test out the hot and the cold. Here's kind of what our nails are looking like just neutrally. Stick it in the cold water. Oh my gosh, that got so dark. I wish my nails were long so this wasn't so stubby looking, but you can already see them kind of changing back. How stinking cool is that? Now let's go ahead and try the heat. So the heat kind of just brings it back to where it was before. I tried to get as close to my nail as possible, so hopefully we can see what's going on with our magnet nail polish. Give it a shake. Okay. I don't know how quick I have to be with this, so we're just gonna try to be as quick as possible, I guess. So right out of the bottle, it just looks like a glittery nail polish. It's definitely not the most pigmented out of the ones that I have so far. Okay, I'm being kind of messy with this because I'm trying to hurry up. All right, so we have that. Oh no, where's the little tool? There she is. Okay, I'm gonna use the small side since I have little nubby. I can't really see if it's doing anything. Let's try the bigger one. I honestly, I can't tell if it's doing anything. Like I can kind of see them moving around a little bit, but like hardly. Did I wait too long? I feel like I waited like 2 seconds. I feel like that was a little anticlimactic with the magnetic nail polish. So I grabbed a fake nail and we're gonna try to do it on this so that there's more surface to do something with this magnet, because I don't feel like it did anything, or it just kind of like spread everything out and then that was that. Okay, I just have the nail kind of like stuck to my finger, so hopefully it stays. Okay, the nail polish is dripping onto my skin because I put too much of a glob and it's like not sticking to this. It's just sliding off. Okay, cool. I'm making a giant mess. Okay, so here she is. Hurry up and focus. Is it doing anything? Do we see anything happening? Let's do another coat. I'm using so much nail polish. I want to see it move. Every time I do something in a rush, I think of that like TikTok audio. Okay, is it moving? Oh, okay, I feel like it's actually moving, but my camera's focusing on my face. Is it doing anything? Did we see it move? Okay, that totally moved, right? Definitely think there's a learning curve to the magnetic nail polish. Final thoughts on the nail polish and stuff. The nail file, pretty cool, definitely worth it I think, because again, even though like the feeling of it is not my favorite, that's just the nature of the beast, you know what I mean? And I feel like if you do your nails a lot, that type of nail file I feel like will last you a really long time, so I definitely think that's worth the investment. Honestly, these two things I think are my favorite. The ridge filler, absolute game changer for me, and then this color, I really like it. I like this color, I like the formula. And then as far as these ones, I think the concept is really cool for both of these, but this one in particular, the color's not really my favorite, to be honest. And then also this one, I think is a really cool concept, but I think I need to learn what I'm doing. But all in all though, I would definitely recommend the Mooncat nail polishes. And with that, that is everything that I have purchased from Instagram recently. My first time actually purchasing anything from Instagram. And you know what? I feel like it was pretty successful. And if you have any kind of like product that keeps getting advertised to you on Instagram that you've been wanting to try but are kind of like worried about like wasting your money, let me know as well. Maybe I'll get them and try it for you. I'll be the guinea pig. Literally trying like new foods and new just like random things is my favorite thing on the planet. So aside from like reading and thrifting, those are my hobbies. Anyway, that's everything that I have for you. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you have had the most amazing of days, and I will hopefully see you in my next one. Bye!